So it's Food Friday, and I have an announcement to make before I actually talk about, another product. Actually, we're going to talk about honey today. So I'm thinking that, because I really enjoy talking about food and talking about testing out food and reading ingredients and everything like that. So one thing that I think that I will do is I am going to start doing more of the food related videos. And as you actually may have guessed, actually the back here, these are actually cookbooks. These are cookbooks. I actually have 3 panels, you only see 2. The other one also filled with cookbooks too. What I plan to do is this. I am going to, use maybe pick recipes from these books, and I'm gonna cook them. I'm gonna basically show you how it's done, and maybe talk through some tricks and tips that I use in cooking these. And disclaimer, I actually a self-taught cook or self-taught chef, because I actually just watched my mom cook as I grew up. So basically I just watch and also watch a lot of cooking shows. So I think when I try to cook certain things, certain recipes, I actually have to make adjustments, and also have to make different types of different types of adjustment to make the recipe work. And of course sometimes it failed, and I'm gonna show that too, because learning is about trying it out, failing, do it again, and hopefully it will success someday, right? Or the second time or the third time. So that's my plan. Is I'm gonna start doing more of the food related content. So I hope you enjoyed it. And now let's go to the Food Friday. Food Friday today is actually about honey, as I was talking about. Let me grab the honey real quick. So the honey here is the one that I bought locally from Albuquerque here. And it's actually raw wildflower comb, raw wildflower comb honey. It has the honeycomb in it, so that's why it's called comb honey. So and this is the beeswax. So basically the honeycomb, if you haven't really seen one, here, let me get closer. So there you go. So that's a honeycomb inside, as you can see. See? So that's actually beeswax. So if actually I took it out and dry it, and basically drain the honey out of it, this is what I'm gonna get. So basically it's a beeswax, and people eat them. I eat them. I mean, it's natural. Not this one, the one in the comb, because it will melt in. When I put in hot coffee or hot tea, for some reason, it will actually essentially melt and mix it in the liquid that I am drinking. So pretty much what it is. So and of course right now you see a lot of honey. There are so many types, so many varieties. They have this is so-called raw honey. They have unfiltered honey. They have unfiltered raw or something like that. So basically it just you cannot really see. The color is one thing, but I think the color is always yellowish, depending on the types of flowers that the bees collect, or actually not flowers, pollen that bee collects, right? So and I think it also gives different flavors of their flowers. So when bees collect lavender flowers, pollen, to make honey, it will have that hint of lavender in it. So chamomile is another one that is really good. And I do love honey. As you can see from the t-shirt today, I got by the way, I got a lot of compliments from the shirt today that I wear, because bee population, we have been talking about bee population a lot, and bees makes honey, right? And without bees, fruits and vegetables, basically fruit industry will be affected the most, because bees actually help us in terms of pollinating and making fruits. Without bees, there's no pollination process unless people would just want to hire people to have to pollinate, which basically we have to use a lot of cotton buds, just do from one flower to the other, which just take forever, right? Bees help us do that. So like at one point, maybe next year, I will have a honeycomb at my backyard. So I want to make my own like honey for sure. But coming back to honey here, so the way that you want to use honey, there are varieties of using honey, right? So personally for me, I usually just put them in tea, coffee, or any drinks that I have, or I may drizzle on toast. That would be great too. I don't normally use honey in cooking much. You'll use it in varieties of ways, but I don't normally use it in the cooking because I don't know. I like the taste of the honey. Honey has like that strong taste, sense of honey, and I love that. So that's why I actually bought this one, because like when I bought it, it was a warm day and it smells like honey. So like I bought it, and you can use this to do many things. So for example, I could actually turn this into a candle, for example, and it would have an actually 100% beeswax candle, and that can be quite expensive if you want to buy at the store. So it's great. I like honey a lot. So this is, so you can see the color is kind of very amberish color. I actually have one, but I already used, so I'm not gonna show that. It actually has like kind of like white milky color, and that's like unfiltered one. So I cannot really tell you about the process of filtering the honey. Let me try it out when I have the honeycomb at backyard, and then I will try it out, and I can actually talk to you more about how the filter system works. Or you can actually look it up online. I'm sure there are a lot of people who actually have done that. Actually another thing that I have done is, if you make homemade granola bars or homemade roasted nuts, you could drizzle honey in the recipe to to make it it has that little bite, of honey, of sweetness, instead of using like sugar, for example, right? So because honey is supposed to be better, and so a lot of people who actually have a lot of allergies, just make sure that you're not allergic to bees, because that can be lethal. So don't do that until you actually know that you're not allergic to bees, because you don't want to deal with that. But usually, if you take a little bit of honey every day, or bee pollen, they have it for sale for sure. If you go to the bee store, like honey store, for example, they have a little jar of bee pollen, and that can be quite expensive. But if you take that every day or a few times a day throughout the whole year, it will actually help make your allergic to things less. So basically it helps build immunity in your body to make you less likely to have allergic reactions to like pollens in the air. But please make sure that you're not allergic to bees, because otherwise it would you would get a serious problem with your health, and you may actually have to go to hospital, emergency rooms. I don't want to go that far. So make sure that if you're not allergic to bees, you can have honey every day. It is good. I like it a lot. So alright, thank you so much for watching. So see you next Friday. Bye.